Most people wake up every single morning, go about their day, and never once stop to think about the quiet miracle happening inside their eyes. Right now, at this very moment, your eyes are doing something extraordinary. They are taking in millions of tiny pieces of information, light, color, shape, movement, and sending all of it to your brain in a fraction of a second. It is one of the most sophisticated biological systems on the entire planet. And yet, most of us only start paying attention to our eyes when something begins to go wrong. Here is what surprises many people: the human body is not passive. It is not simply waiting around for disease to arrive. Your body is actively working every single hour of every single day to protect your vision, repair microscopic damage, and keep your eyes functioning at their very best. The question is not whether your body has these protective systems. It does. The real question is whether you are giving your body what it needs to keep those systems running strong. Now, you might be wondering, what does any of this have to do with fruit? And specifically, what does it have to do with something you eat before bed? Well, I want to walk you through some genuinely fascinating science today, because the answer involves one of the most underappreciated areas of human health: the connection between what we eat, when we eat it, and how powerfully it can protect our most delicate organs, including our eyes. Think about the last time you read a book and your eyes felt tired after just a few pages, or the last time you were driving at night and realized the headlights of oncoming cars seemed to blur or glow more than they used to. Or perhaps you have noticed that reading small text on your phone has become just a little more difficult than it was a few years ago. These are not just signs of aging. These are often signs that your body's natural defense and repair systems are not getting the right nutritional support they need to do their job properly. The wonderful news is that the science of food and eye health has advanced enormously in recent years. Researchers have discovered that certain natural compounds found in specific fruits are not just helpful for your eyes in a general way, they are remarkably targeted. They travel through your bloodstream, cross into the delicate tissues of your eyes, and begin doing the exact kind of protective work that your body was designed to benefit from. And what is even more interesting is that for at least one very special fruit, the timing of when you eat it, specifically before you go to sleep, may actually matter quite a lot. So today, we are going to talk about that fruit. We are going to explore the science behind why your eyes are vulnerable in the first place, what happens inside your eye tissue when the right nutrients arrive, and why this particular fruit stands above the rest when it comes to supporting long-term eye health. I want you to finish watching this video feeling not just informed, but genuinely hopeful, because the human body has an incredible capacity to protect and maintain itself, and you have more influence over that process than most doctors ever get the chance to tell their patients. Let us begin at the beginning. Let us talk about what your eyes actually need and why so many people are not getting enough of it. Stopping. To do all of that, your eyes need a constant supply of nutrients, antioxidants, oxygen, and specialized proteins. When any of those supplies run low, the protective systems inside your eyes begin to weaken, and over time, that weakness can lead to real, measurable damage. One of the biggest threats to your eyesight is something called oxidative stress. Now, do not let that phrase intimidate you. It simply refers to a process where unstable molecules, called free radicals, begin damaging the cells and tissues of your body. Think of it like rust forming on metal. When iron is exposed to oxygen over time, it begins to break down. Something similar happens in your body when free radicals are not kept in check. And your eyes are especially vulnerable to this kind of damage because they are exposed to light all day long, and light exposure generates free radicals in the tissues of the eye. The retina, which is the thin layer of tissue at the back of your eye that converts light into signals your brain can understand, is particularly at risk. Inside the retina are two types of light-sensitive cells called rods and cones. The rods help you see in low light and at night. The cones help you see color and fine detail. As oxidative stress accumulates over years and decades, these cells can begin to degrade. When the cells in the center of your retina, a region called the macula, begin to break down, doctors call this macular degeneration. It is one of the leading causes of vision loss in people over 60, and it affects millions of Americans every year. But oxidative stress is not the only threat. There is also the problem of inflammation. Low-grade chronic inflammation is something researchers now understand to be at the root of many age related diseases, and eye disease is no exception. When inflammation takes hold in the tiny blood vessels of the eye, it can reduce the blood flow that delivers oxygen and nutrients to the retina. Over time, those blood vessels can become damaged or even start growing abnormally, which is what happens in conditions like diabetic retinopathy. The blood vessels become fragile, they leak, and vision begins to deteriorate. Now here is something that many people do not think about. A significant portion of the repair and maintenance work that happens in your eyes takes place while you sleep. During the night, your body shifts its energy toward restoration. Your cells clean out damaged proteins, repair DNA, and rebuild protective structures. The tissues in your eyes go through the same process, so what you eat in the hours before bed can actually influence the availability of key nutrients during this nightly repair window. If your body has access to the right protective compounds during sleep, the repair process can be far more effective. If it does not, the damage from the day may remain unaddressed, accumulating slowly over time. This is also where a class of nutrients called carotenoids becomes critically important. Two specific carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin, are found in high concentrations in the macula of the eye. They act like a natural pair of internal sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and neutralizing free radicals before they can damage the photoreceptor cells. Studies published in leading scientific journals have shown that people with higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in their blood have significantly lower rates of macular degeneration and cataracts. These nutrients are not made by the human body on their own. They must come from food. And that is exactly where our featured fruit enters the picture. There is also the matter of a compound called anthocyanin, a type of flavonoid that gives certain fruits their deep blue, purple, or red color. Anthocyanins have been studied extensively for their ability to support the health of blood vessels throughout the body, including the extremely fine and delicate capillaries that supply blood to the retina. Research has shown that anthocyanins can reduce oxidative damage in retinal cells, support the production of a visual pigment called rhodopsin, which is what allows your eyes to adjust to darkness, and reduce inflammation in the vascular structures of the eye. And one particular fruit contains these compounds in an especially concentrated and bioavailable form. Blueberries are far more widely available, and the good news is that blueberries contain many of the same powerful eye protective compounds as bilberries, making them one of the most accessible and affordable tools you have for protecting your vision. Whether you choose blueberries, bilberries, or both, the science behind these fruits and their effect on the eyes is compelling, consistent, and backed by decades of research. Let us start with what is inside a blueberry that makes it so special. A single cup of fresh blueberries contains an impressive concentration of anthocyanins, those remarkable blue-purple pigments we discussed earlier. In fact, blueberries contain among the highest levels of anthocyanins of any fruit commonly available in the American diet. These anthocyanins do not just sit in your stomach after you eat them. They are absorbed into your bloodstream and travel throughout your body, including into the delicate tissues of your eyes. Once there, they act as powerful antioxidants, scavenging free radicals and reducing the oxidative burden on your retinal cells. But anthocyanins do more than just fight oxidative stress. Research from universities in Japan, Europe, and the United States has shown that these compounds actively support the regeneration of rhodopsin, the visual pigment that helps your eyes adapt to low light conditions. This is why bilberries became famous during World War II. British Royal Air Force pilots reportedly ate bilberry jam before night missions, and many claimed that their night vision improved as a result. Whether or not every detail of that story is accurate, the underlying science is real. Anthocyanins support rhodopsin production, and rhodopsin is what allows your eyes to function in dim light. Blueberries also contain meaningful amounts of vitamin C and vitamin E, two of the most important antioxidant vitamins for eye health. Vitamin C is found in high concentrations in the lens of the eye, where it helps protect against the formation of cataracts. Vitamin E works alongside vitamin C to neutralize free radicals in the fatty tissues of the retina. Studies have found that people who consume higher amounts of these vitamins over many years have a lower risk of developing age-related cataracts and macular degeneration. When you eat blueberries, you are getting both of these vitamins in a natural, food-based form that your body can absorb and use efficiently. Now let us talk about why eating blueberries specifically before bed matters. As we discussed earlier, your body does a significant amount of repair and maintenance work during sleep. When you eat blueberries an hour or two before going to sleep, you are essentially stocking your body's pantry with the nutrients it needs to carry out that nightly restoration process. The anthocyanins, vitamin C, and other protective compounds are absorbed and circulating in your bloodstream during the early hours of sleep, precisely when your body is most actively engaged in cellular repair. It is a natural form of strategic nutrition aligned with your body's own biological rhythms. There is also something worth mentioning about blood sugar. Blueberries have a relatively low glycemic index compared to many other sweet foods. This means they do not cause a rapid spike in blood sugar when you eat them. This matters for eye health because chronically high blood sugar is one of the most damaging things that can happen to the blood vessels in your eyes. It is the primary reason why diabetes is such a major risk factor for vision loss. By choosing blueberries as your bed snack instead of cookies, ice cream, or other high sugar foods, you are supporting your eye health in two ways simultaneously, providing protective nutrients while also keeping your blood sugar stable through the night. One more remarkable aspect of blueberries that deserves mention is their effect on inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation, as we discussed, is a key driver of many eye diseases. Research has shown that the polyphenols in blueberries, a broad category of plant compounds that includes anthocyanins, can reduce the activity of inflammatory signaling molecules in the body. When inflammation is kept in check, the blood vessels of the eye remain healthier, blood flow to the retina is maintained, and the conditions that allow serious eye disease to develop are less likely to take hold. This is the kind of long-term, systemic benefit that may not be visible in the short term, but that builds up over years into meaningful protection against age-related vision decline. Blueberries are a wonderful place to start, but the most powerful thing you can do for your eyesight is to build a broader lifestyle that consistently supports your body's natural defense systems. No single food, no matter how nutrient-rich, can make up for a diet that is otherwise poor in protective compounds. So let us talk about the bigger picture, the daily habits and nutritional choices that work together to keep your eyes healthy for decades to come. The first and most important habit is eating a wide variety of colorful vegetables and fruits every day. Color in plants is not just decorative, it is a signal that protective compounds are present. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and colored greens are among the richest sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, the two carotenoids that accumulate in the macula and protect your retinal cells from light damage. If you are not already eating at least one serving of dark leafy greens per day, adding that single habit could be one of the most meaningful things you do for your long-term eye health. Steam them lightly, add them to a smoothie, or sauté them with a little olive oil and garlic. Your eyes will thank you. Orange and yellow vegetables also deserve a prominent place in your diet. Carrots, sweet potatoes, winter squash, and bell peppers are all rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. Vitamin A is absolutely essential for the production of rhodopsin in the rod cells of your retina. Without enough vitamin A, night vision deteriorates, and in severe cases, complete blindness can result. While vitamin A deficiency is relatively rare in developed countries, mild insufficiency is more common than most people realize, particularly among older adults who may have reduced appetite or absorption issues. Eating a rainbow of colorful produce every day is one of the simplest and most effective ways to ensure you are getting adequate vitamin A and its precursors. Omega-3 fatty acids are another critical nutrient for eye health that many Americans are not getting enough of. The retina has an unusually high concentration of a specific omega-3 called DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. DHA is a structural building block of the photoreceptor cells, and without it, the integrity of the retina can be compromised. Research has linked low omega-3 intake to an increased risk of dry eye syndrome, macular degeneration, and other conditions. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent sources of DHA. For those who do not eat fish regularly, algae-based omega-3 supplements are a well-researched alternative. Including omega-3 rich foods at least 2 or 3 times per week can make a meaningful difference over time. Hydration is something that is easy to overlook when talking about eye health, but it is genuinely important. Your eyes need adequate fluid to maintain the production of tears, which protect the surface of the eye from drying out and becoming irritated. Chronic mild dehydration can worsen dry eye symptoms, which in turn can affect visual clarity and comfort. Making a habit of drinking water consistently throughout the day, not just when you are thirsty, supports the health of the tear film and keeps the front surface of your eyes functioning properly. Herbal teas, water, rich fruits, and vegetables all contribute to your daily hydration as well. Sleep itself is one of the most powerful protective habits for your eyes. During sleep, your eyes are closed and protected from light exposure. Your tear glands replenish their supply. And as we discussed earlier, cellular repair processes are actively working to address the damage accumulated during the day. Adults who consistently sleep less than 7 hours per night show higher markers of oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which accelerate eye aging. Creating a consistent sleep schedule, reducing screen exposure in the hour before bed, and making your sleeping environment as dark and comfortable as possible are all small investments in the health of your eyes that pay off enormously over a lifetime. Screen time management is another area that has become increasingly important in recent years. Digital screens emit blue light, and prolonged exposure to blue light, especially in the evening hours when your eyes are already fatigued, can increase the oxidative burden on the retina and disrupt the production of melatonin, which in turn affects the quality of your sleep. Using blue light filtering glasses or screen filters in the evening, taking regular breaks during extended screen use, and being intentional about how much time you spend looking at close-range screens are all practical steps that can help reduce cumulative light damage to your eyes over time. As we come to the end of today's discussion, I want to leave you with something that I believe is one of the most important ideas in all of modern health science, and it is this: your body is extraordinarily capable of protecting itself when it is given the right tools. The science we have explored today is not about fear. It is not about what is going wrong in your eyes or what might go wrong someday. It is about the remarkable capacity your body already has right now, at whatever age you are, to defend its own tissues, repair cellular damage, and maintain function that most people assume is simply beyond their control. The eyes you have today are not fixed in place, deteriorating along a predetermined path. They are living, dynamic tissues that are responsive to the choices you make. Every time you choose a handful of blueberries instead of a processed snack before bed, you are sending a signal to your body, a signal that says, here are the tools you need, use them well. Every time you add spinach or kale to your plate, every time you choose salmon over a heavily processed meal, every time you drink a glass of water instead of a sugary beverage, you are investing in the long-term health of your vision. And these small daily decisions compound over time. This is one of the most well-established findings in nutritional science. The benefits of a consistently healthy diet are not felt immediately. They build, they accumulate, and over months and years, they translate into measurable differences in the health of the cells, the blood vessels, and the delicate structures of the eye. Researchers who have followed large groups of people over decades have found consistently that those who eat more fruits, vegetables, and omega-3 rich foods, and who maintain healthy sleep habits and manage their stress levels, have significantly lower rates of the serious eye conditions that rob so many people of their independence and quality of life. So if you are someone who has been noticing some changes in your vision, or someone who simply wants to take better care of their eyes as they get older, I want you to know that you are not too late. The body's ability to benefit from better nutrition does not expire at 60 or 70 or 80. Study after study has shown that even older adults who adopt healthier eating habits begin to see measurable improvements in their biological markers of health. The benefits of adding blueberries and other protective foods to your diet can begin from the very first week, and they continue to grow the longer you maintain those habits. Let me leave you with a practical picture of what an protective evening routine might look like. An hour or so before you go to sleep, have a small bowl of fresh or frozen blueberries. About a half cup to a full cup is a good amount. If you like, you can add a tablespoon of walnuts, which provide omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin E. You might have a cup of chamomile or green tea alongside them, both of which contain flavonoids and have their own anti-inflammatory properties. Then dim the lights in your home, put away your phone or set it to a warm color mode, and give your eyes a chance to rest as your body prepares for sleep. During those nighttime hours, The nutrients from your blueberries will be circulating through your body, crossing into the tissues of your eyes, and supporting the natural repair work that has been happening inside you every single night of your life, whether you've been helping it along or not. This is the beauty of working with your body rather than simply waiting for something to go wrong and then trying to fix it. Your body already knows what to do. It already has the systems in place. What it needs from you is partnership, the daily decision to nourish it, protect it, and trust that the investment you are making in your health today is building a foundation for a better tomorrow. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's video. If you found this information helpful, I encourage you to share it with someone you care about, a friend, a family member, anyone who might benefit from learning that their daily food choices have a direct and powerful effect on their eye health. And if you want to keep receiving this kind of science-based practical health information, please consider subscribing to our channel. We are here every week with new research, new insights, and new tools to help you live a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. Your health is worth understanding deeply, and you deserve to have that information in a form that is clear, honest, and always working in your favor.